Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Scott Kollins. I'm a clinical psychologist focused on kids' mental health and well-being, and also the Chief Medical Officer at Aura. Welcome to another episode of What's Keeping Me Up at Night. Today, I'm really excited to be joined by Tali Bitner from Kidas. Thanks for being here, Tali. Tell us a little bit about yourself and Kidas.
Tali Bitner. I'm head of operation and risk research at Kidas. And Kidas 4 years ago. Kidas, it's a software. It's a parental control software that monitors and detects different threats in the online environment, monitoring voice and text communications in video games and also in gaming communities. We are detecting different type of threats and interactions. It can be bullying, it can be scam, sexual harassment, self-harm, and also privacy violations. Sharing with our customers, basically its parents and also gaming communities, real-time alerts. And we're also sharing how they should react if something is happening, not what happened, and also how they can talk with their child or the customer about it. We also developed a bot for Discord.
Incredible work, I know. It is so needed. I have two kids, 14 and a 12-year-old, and my younger one spends a lot of time on Roblox. So the work that you all are doing is really important. So about a month ago, I talked about a pretty alarming report on the game that I just mentioned on Roblox. It was featured in a Hindenburg report and described it as a haven for predators. Yikes. But today we're here to share some positive news. Roblox has introduced some new parental controls, and this change is a pretty big step forward in helping parents keep a closer eye on their kids' online activity and hopefully to make the internet a little bit safer space. So what's new and what have they done? One of the biggest updates is to let parents manage parental controls remotely using their own Roblox account. So instead of only going through their child's account, it makes it way easier for parents to monitor and adjust the settings as needed. Roblox is also known for its in-game purchases and already had spending limits to help parents control how much money their kids could spend. I get requests about, and I have $5 or $10 to turn into Robux, but now parents can also see their child's friends list and set screen time limits. So Tali, what do you think about these updates? How are you guys thinking about this at Kidas?
It's very positive step of Roblox that they are taking to protect the kids in online environment, and it's needed because we are seeing a lot of scams and also a lot of sexual harassment in Roblox that in the past few months. So I think it's a positive step, but we need to remember there's also few features in the internet that will not prevent the threat from happening. So for example, if we are speaking about the usernames, predators and also scammers can use false usernames. So they can trick the kids that they are their friends. They can play with them. Please join me. I want you to be your friend in the friend list. But they are basically a scammer or a predator talking with the child. So we need to be aware that although parents can track now the user list, it can be someone else that are using a voice changer or even a false account. I think the parents need to be aware of that they can use these features. It's very important, but they need to keep open communications with their child and ask if something has happened over a game. And sometimes, parents are at work and they don't know who is playing with their child. So they can share and ask them, did you play with someone new today? Who did you play with? How did you play? Because when child is going to his friend's house, they know what they are doing over there. So why not in video games? So we need to be that. The feature it's a good sign, but although be protective and still look out of what the kids are doing in Roblox.
Yeah, I'm really glad you said that, Tali. I've talked a lot as we think about the products that we're building about the difference in how parents have to do their monitoring today versus when we were kids. And when we were kids, our parents, they would know we were going down the street to somebody's house and may or may not know exactly what we're doing, but in general had a sense. Your kid can be sitting across the table from you now, and you have no idea where they're at or who they're talking to. So you're exactly right. I think that parental involvement is really important. So another addition that Roblox announced was a content filtering system, which I know having looked through that initial report and seeing some of the examples that they gave in that report, it was terrifying. I didn't even know that the level of kind of inappropriate content for kids that was on there. And they've got 4 categories. They've got minimal, mild, moderate, and restricted. And by default, in this new feature, kids under 9, they can only access the minimal and the mild settings. but the parents can unlock other categories if they feel comfortable doing so. And I think another, and you mentioned this a little bit, another one of the improvements is on the restrictions on direct messaging within the games. So now accounts for kids under 13, they won't be able to send or receive messages in the game. And it's, hopefully will help in limiting the ways that predators can contact kids. Although, like you said, it doesn't remove all risk for sure. And I don't think there's anything that's going to be a substitute for parents, being aware and being involved. And this is especially true. There have been studies and reports where being able to draw a direct line from where kids were harmed or abducted after meeting predators on Roblox through direct messaging. So hopefully this can at least reduce the likelihood of that, if not prevent it altogether. What do you, content filtering, direct messaging, et cetera, what do you think is going to have the biggest impact on keeping kids safe?
So I think that direct messaging is like the highly important feature that Roblox has now initiated, because we know that predators and scammers are looking for children in video games. If before kids play in the playground, now they are playing the playground is the video games. So they are using this chat feature to track kids and to find them. But I want to say, again, I want to be like the police officer, but kids are smarter than us. And if they will be banned for talking with others in direct messaging, they can use different apps. They can open the phone and play Roblox. They can go to Discord, which is an app that they can talk with other gamers. There are different servers there, basically communities, and talk with other gamers through Discord. And the parents will not know that the kids cannot talk over Roblox, but they can talk in Discord. So they said to the parents, yeah, I know, I cannot speak with anyone there, but basically they are chatting with others over Discord. So we need to be aware that there are other apps that the kids can use and talk with each other. So again, open communication can help us to solve this issue and to ask them and to share with them which risk they can encounter in video games. And another comment that I want to add, that Roblox is looking on the 9-year-old, but we see that what about teens? In Kidas, and based on our knowledge and research, we know that the peak of risk that we see among sexual harassment and also scams, it's the age of 12 and 13. So we need to be aware that also teens can suffer from different threats online. So this feature can reduce the risks, but they will not prevent them from happening. So I think that we need to talk with them and we need to be aware that they can find those spots that they can hide it from us. So if we just speak with them and share with them, what do we feel about the risks online? Who are the bad actors? Again, depends on the age. It will be helpful to protect our kids in online environment.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's great. I mean, I think you have underscored how important it is to not just rely on some sort of tools or the features within Roblox itself, or even Kidas, because you've got to, as a parent, you still have some work to do to keep your kids safe. I wonder, Tali, last sort of parting shot, is there like a dream feature, or like, is there something that would be the most important thing that should be the next thing that Roblox or other similar companies work on?
I think that they can improve. I think the first thing that they need to improve is the report and ban system, because today when someone is reporting that encounter anything like any toxic behavior on the platform, it can wait for even a few weeks. It happened to us in Kidas. We reached out to one of the gaming companies and we didn't get a reply. It took us a lot of time. So I wanted them to improve their report and ban system, because, for example, if someone is encountering sexual harassment, God forbid, or stuff like that, I want them to be able to contact the platform and to work quickly with the law enforcement so they can to stop this bad actor. And the second thing that they can do, they can enhance their moderations tool. They can recruit more moderators to review different toxicity on their platform and to act on time. If they see any toxic behavior, moderations tool, they can ban them from playing, because we want to protect our kids. Kids want to play, to have fun on video games, and not only worried all the time that someone will be toxic to them, will be cyberbullied. So that's what I think they can improve.
We could talk for a long, long time about that. I mean, the incentives for companies to do good by kids are not necessarily aligned with the incentives to have a good, successful business. So at the end of the day, it's on us. It's on us as tech companies and other professionals, to some degree on parents. I mean, they have a challenging job, because we are navigating parenthood in a world that we're not familiar with. And so it's hard for me to, as a parent, to fully understand what I need to do. We've got to work together to keep creating these safeguards. So let's keep the conversation going. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And so drop them in the comments below. And let's talk more about how we can protect kids' mental and emotional well-being in the digital world.